G'day and welcome to Todd's Kitchen. I've seen this plastered all over Facebook over the last couple of weeks, so I just had to recreate it at home. It's actually very simple to make and it's absolutely delicious. So join me today as I make my version of a donut ice cream cone. Now we're going to start this off with a 1/4 cup of warm milk. Now you can warm it up in the microwave or leave it to room temperature, but you don't want it too hot because it can kill the yeast. So to that I'm just going to add in 1 tablespoon of sugar and follow that up with 1 7-gram packet of dry active yeast. And we're just going to leave that for about 10 minutes to activate and soak up all that milk. Okay, so next into a mixing bowl, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter, followed by another 1/2 cup of warm milk, 1/3 a cup of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then give it a good mix for a couple of minutes until it's well combined and the sugar's dissolved. Okay, now that's all mixed together. Next I have our yeast, and just see how it's bubbled up on the surface? That means it's perfect. That's exactly how you want it. So we're just going to pour our yeast mixture into our bowl. Okay, so for this next step I'm going to use a dough hook. Now if you don't have a dough hook, it's very easy to do this by hand. All you have to do is just knead it for about 5 minutes. So basically what I have here is 3 cups of all-purpose flour or plain flour. And I'm just going to add 2.5 cups of that into our mixing bowl. So we're just going to leave half to the side for the moment, and we're just going to start kneading our dough. Now we're going to use the extra half, and we're going to do it slowly, so once this is completely mixed in the bowl, if you find that the dough hook hasn't picked up and you get like a dough ball, if you find that that dough ball isn't coming away from the sides, just add a little bit more flour until you get to the right texture where it's just going to pull away from the sides and not stick, which is pretty much exactly the same how you do it if you were kneading it. Just keep on adding a little bit of that extra half of cup of flour until it's not sticky. Okay, so as you can see it's now mixed, but it's still pretty sticky because it's not moving away from the sides. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of our flour and just let that mix through. Now I've only added about 1/4 of our remaining half, and just see how it's just starting to come away from the sides. That means it's almost there. Okay, so as you can see, our dough ball is now moving freely around the bowl and it's not sticking to the sides. Just a very slight amount on the bottom, but that's okay. So now we're just going to knead it for a further 5 minutes. So just pushing it forward, pulling it back, pushing it forward for about 5 minutes, and that'll just work the yeast throughout the whole dough. Now once kneaded, I'm going to place our dough into a greased dish and cover it up. We're going to leave it in here for about, say, 10 to 20 minutes until it's doubled in size. Okay, so the dough's risen and I've just taken it out of the bowl. So we're just going to cut off a small amount at a time. And with some flour on the base, just to prevent it from sticking, we're just going to roll it out to basically a long snake shape. Now for the cone mold, I've just got some normal tin foil and I've just shaped it into the size of a large cone shape like so. So what we have to do is simply wrap our dough around the cone shape from top to bottom, and so it's all covered. Okay, so next we're going to make up our sugar and cinnamon. So basically I have our sugar here and we're going to mix about 5 parts sugar to 1 part cinnamon. And with some egg wash, it's just an egg I've beaten up. Just going to use a brush and just coat our donut cone in our egg wash. And once coated, simply dip it into our sugar and cinnamon. Okay, so once coated, we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 to 10 minutes. Basically, when you see it's golden brown, take it straight out of the oven because it's ready. Now I've had our cone out of the oven for a couple of hours now because you want it to be completely cool, otherwise your ice cream's going to melt pretty fast. And I've just simply taken out the foil center. So now for the ice cream, I just have some plain vanilla ice cream here, and I've also let it rest at room temperature for about 15 minutes. It just helps soften it up so you get that nice soft serve consistency. And having it in a piping bag, just simply pipe our ice cream into our donut cone. And of course, as an optional extra, a topping of chocolate. And would you look at that lovely, delicious donut ice cream cone. So you don't have to find a specialty shop to make it because it's so simple to make at home. And at probably 1/100th of the price that they charge too. But a donut and an ice cream, why didn't we think of this sooner? It is just absolutely fantastic. All those flavors working together, you know, without even trying it, but I guarantee that you will, that this is going to taste simply delish. And do me a huge favor, if you do make it, put it up on Instagram and Facebook and make sure you hashtag Todd's Kitchen. So thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Kitchen. As always, I'll leave a list of ingredients down below, as well as links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Home Handy Hints channel. So please give this video a massive thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another delicious recipe.